Is Anthem Sports and Entertainment hemorrhaging funds? Is Ed Nordholm trying to sell Global Force Wrestling? Is Jeff Jarrett, in fact, out as Chief Creative Officer? This is BQ, and I do this for the Global Force Wrestling fan.
Well, how about instead of focusing on those yahoos, you focus yourself on Eli Drake?
Now, according to Sports Illustrated, Jeff Jarrett is out as Chief Creative Officer of Global Force Wrestling. Although it's a reliable site, I have not seen anything released otherwise that has us to believe that Jeff Jarrett is in fact out and isn't still on his indefinite leave of absence. Later in the day, it was stated that Anthem was hemorrhaging funds, with sources close to the situation having confirmed that Anthem is ready to withdraw itself from the wrestling industry as a whole and sell Global Force Wrestling. Now, it was further rumored that Anthem even had to gut the Fight Network in order to finance GFW. Perhaps listeners in Canada can further clarify this. That's the first time I'm hearing that. Now, I'm no expert, but one has to believe that Ed Nordholm and Anthem had to fully be aware that TNA was very far in the red and was expected to lose money for at least a year or two, given TNA's troubled financial past and inclusion in various lawsuits. Global Force Wrestling is paid a combined roughly $7 million a year from Sony 6, which I think is Sony ESPN now, and Spike UK, as Impact is broadcasted internationally in those markets. It's rumored that one set of Impact tapings, again this is rumored, and that which includes worker pay, is about $1 million. It's fairly obvious that merchandise sales are up, as well as YouTube revenue is definitely up. And I'm not aware of all the other revenue streams the company has, but they do have money coming in. It's just a matter of how much continues to go out. I have to wonder why Anthem made this deal if the intent was to not see things through. As I just previously stated, I have to imagine that they were aware of the current financial situation while expecting to be in red for at least a year or two. Apparently, Anthem was hoping to secure a more lucrative TV deal, but nothing was on the table other than renewing with Pop TV. Here's the deal regarding wrestling ratings. I've said this before, we live in this wrestling bubble and wrestling is our life, but a very small percentage of the population watches professional wrestling. Let me give you an example. So there's a TV show that I love, that my wife and I love, called The Real O'Neals on ABC. Hilarious show. Absolutely hilarious. Show lasted 2 seasons and got canceled because it was the lowest viewed show on ABC as far as comedies go. Lowest viewed show with an audience of just 3.1 million viewers. Alright, so that's bottom of the barrel, canceled the show. That's pretty much more than what watches the most successful wrestling show in the world. Even though you might look at ratings from one company and say, wow, there's millions watching, it's really nothing in the grand scheme of things when it comes to television ratings. Now, some fans deny the rumors and insist that this is all just dirt sheet nonsense. And while Dutch Mantel has stated, don't believe what you read on the internet, what's going on here is obviously very real, even if we only know half the story. I worry that if Jeff Jarrett does in fact leave, that it opens up the possibilities of Ed Nordholm selling the library to Vince McMahon, which would include the tape library and properties such as the Broken gimmick. That is a sale that would be the worst possible scenario for us fans. Regardless of how good the television tapings may be, Bound for Glory is going to be extremely difficult to market if the company is in flux, much like it was last year. As I've said previously, if Jeff Jarrett owns Global Force Wrestling, or he owns the name, and is indeed shown the door, we could see yet another reboot, which would be the most damaging one yet. Why? Because this was the time that it was supposed to be different. For the workers, for the fans, for the wrestling industry as a whole. If things weren't confusing enough, Global Force Wrestling released an official statement today regarding the Global Wrestling Network, new digital partners, new deals, something that seems to contradict the rumored sale that Ed Nordholm and Anthem are rumored to be seeking out. This press release, oddly enough, features a statement by Ed Nordholm himself. The statement includes the Global Force Network, which offers no new information. Plans to stream on Pluto TV, which I'm not too familiar with. I know I installed that on my computer one time. It was kind of annoying, and I uninstalled it. And a digital deal with 7 spots, which allows the opportunity to stream Impact in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. One has to wonder what is going on with Anthem, and if this is a smokescreen in order to sell, or if there is more rumor to all this than all of us really realize, and it's not that bad. The best case scenario is that they figure it out with Jeff Jarrett, trust in Jeff's vision, and make GFW great. Outside of Billy Corgan, for me, there's no other alternative with enough invested interest in the company. Sorry about that, guys. If hypothetically Billy Corgan came to the table, I think we would all be okay with that. But the last thing we really want to see is Jeff Jarrett shown the door. And there's a couple reasons for this. Number one, if he takes the Global Force Wrestling name with him, he's going to have a even more difficult time trying to launch that brand. And if Global Force now becomes Impact again, or becomes TNA, then they're going to have their own set of problems as well. I wish I had new information for you guys. I really, truly do. I'm getting a lot of the same stuff that you guys are. And it seems like Ed is frustrated because he's losing money. But you had to have known you were going to lose money taking this deal. Rome wasn't built in a day, and making Impact great again, as they say, definitely was not going to be a quick process. But a lot of good things have been put into place. Great partnerships, great matches, great episodes, great marketing. But it takes some time for all those things to come into place and be monetized and to turn into a revenue stream. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. I know this is a scary time. All we can do is pray, hope, and wish that things see themselves through the way that they're supposed to, which is hopefully favorable for us fans. This is BQ. I talk Global Force Wrestling each and every day. Please hit subscribe on the channel. Talk to you guys later.